Well, Your Excellency, I know it's been a very busy day for you with the presidents from the Gulf of Guinea. So I'm really gratified that you took the time at the end of an exhausting day to receive me and receive us. It just shows, but you've always been so nice to me. So, so thank you for doing that. I want to start out by thanking you and thanking Ghana for supporting me during my bid for the WTO. If it was not for the support of this country and ECOWAS in general, we would not have been able to take off. When the ECOWAS presidents all came together under President Issoufou at the time, it really made a huge difference. So I want to thank you so much for that. And ever since then, I have to say that Ghana has been doing well at the WTO. His Excellency Ambassador Antwi is here, and his colleague, who is from the Ministry of Trade. It is a very tough portfolio to be ambassador for all the UN organizations, including then the WTO. It's a lot of work, but they are doing it ably, and I've been pleading with the Honorable Minister that we need more resources. But before I go into the reasons I came, I do want to thank the Minister of Trade and the Deputy Minister and the team. Since I came yesterday, I've felt more than welcome. They've taken the time to go through with me all the issues and challenges we have, and we've plotted and planned together for how Ghana is going to do so many things and how WTO is also going to be very active. We had a long session this morning at the ministry going over the issues. And then we had a wonderful meeting with women SMEs, which they organized. It was very instructive. And then we went to the IEA. So it's been a very full day. And I've come perhaps with a few points where I'd like Your Excellency's help. Because when I speak to you, like I speak to my president also, it's not just what Ghana can do, but you have a lot of leverage with the other presidents too. So I'm going to ask your help to deliver a few things. We, as was said by His Excellency, the Minister of Trade, we have been able to break the back at the WTO of non-delivery of agreements and things that could benefit us. I came to the WTO to find that the purpose of the organization is to enhance people's standards of living, to help create employment, and to support sustainable development. And I started asking, but what are we getting out of it? And that has led us to really work hard to try to deliver certain agreements that I think would be beneficial to the continent, to everyone, all the members, but particularly to us. And so one of the things I want to brief you on and then ask your help is we succeeded after 21 years of deadlock to reach agreement on the fisheries subsidies agreement. We were able to agree on doing away with $22 billion in harmful subsidies that lead to illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. And we are actually negotiating a second phase of this agreement to deal with overfishing and overcapacity. But on the first phase, it is very important because 12 million people in Africa depend on fisheries. And some of the things we found out is that Africa is losing $2.3 billion from IUU fishing, illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, and $3 billion from overfishing and overcapacity. And those are, I would say, minimal estimates. So we're losing a lot of money by other people coming and fishing our waters, and there's nothing we can do. They're getting away with it. This agreement will enable us to first get them to phase out all those subsidies. The fishing would not be economic without the subsidies that the countries are giving. That's the issue. Phasing them out will then make this uneconomic. And two, the second thing is they will have to be transparent about their fisheries numbers, and they will also, anyone who catches and can report this illegal and unregulated fishing, can bring them to the WTO tribunal. So these are some of the things we put in place to try to safeguard our fisheries. I was, Your Excellency, I mentioned this fisheries issue to you last time because I was telling you that I have this beach place in Lagos, and then I found one weekend when I came, about 10 or so Ghanaian fishermen and women had built a colony right next to it. And I went to talk to them. I asked the village headman why they were there, and he said they had come and taken his permission to settle so they could fish. So I talked to them, and they said they can't catch any more fish in their waters. So they migrated. And they are there. It's in a village called Osharoko. Very beautiful place, and we have a little beach house there. So that's how I found them. So this thing is real. That's what I'm trying to say. And I feel very strongly about it, that we need to stop the illegal fishing and overfishing of our waters. Now, we've managed to get this agreement, but for it to take hold, it needs to be ratified by 2/3 of WTO's members. And we have 44 African countries. If we don't get them to ratify, we'll never make the 2/3. So I wanted to ask Your Excellency's support to at least, if we can get Ghana to ratify and the ECOWAS countries to do this, it would be very, very helpful. We've 2/3. So we need 109 members to ratify. Now, the good news is that the first to ratify was Switzerland, and everybody was joking that it's a landlocked country, so it has no fish to fry, so to say. But then Singapore ratified, and the first African country was Seychelles. But what shocked us, 3 weeks ago, the U.S. called me, Catherine Tai, the U.S., and said they were trying to ratify. Nobody believed it because they've not been very as rapid. And then last week, last week, I got a call, and she said, "Are you coming to the World Bank meetings in Washington?" I said, "Oh, yes, why?" She said, "We think we would have finished the processes for the ratification." And I came, so they made a big ceremony with the press. The US has ratified, and that has sent shockwaves. So the EU now told me that, yes, that 3 days before we left, their parliament voted to ratify, but it has to go to the council with the presidents, and they say it will go 1st of June, but they're almost sure. So we'll get 27 countries of the EU on the 1st of June. So I don't want Africa to be behind because we are bigger beneficiaries. Actually, the subsidizers are, the largest is China, 6.8 billion, followed by the EU, 3.8 billion, the US, 3.4 billion, and on. There are 10 large subsidizers. And so their ratification is a gesture, like the US doing it, that they are willing to stop these practices. So I would like Your Excellencies, first for Ghana to ratify and then to persuade the other countries. They are working hard in Nigeria. I'm on their back.
How many in Africa did you say?
There are 44 members that need to ratify. So I'm hoping Nigeria will get it done next week. We are all but done except for the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, who is taking another look.
In China, what are the chances of China?
Good.
Ratifying?
Yes. We had a meeting, the Premier, Li Keqiang,